Second species at Fort Wayne Zoo is Ronan. He's a harbor seal. We're going to meet him and take a look at the new and improved Coastal Cove.
And good evening, everybody. We got some great weather coming up, at least to kick off the weekend. We're looking at mild temperatures, upper 60 Saturday, mid-40 Saturday night, near 70 Sunday. Memorial Day doesn't look too bad either.
Live, local, late breaking. This is Fox 55 News First at 5.
Hello again, once again, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday. Big news impacting Purdue Fort Wayne. As we told you yesterday, there's some job cuts, and tonight new details emerging from Purdue Fort Wayne. Yesterday we told you they were cutting about 45 staff positions, all part of a $6 million budget shortfall. Now we just learned within the last few hours, those cuts are coming to the Ball Diamonds. Standing by right now, Fox 55's sports director Drew Fry has been following the story and broke down our website, WFFT.com. Earlier this afternoon, Drew, what can you tell us about these devastating cuts to the athletic program?
Well, the Purdue Fort Wayne baseball and softball programs, they've combined for upwards of 1,200 wins in their more than 5 decades of existence. In 2002, they became Northeast Indiana's only D1 baseball and softball programs, but now that number is back down to 0 as the university announced this afternoon that PFW baseball and softball are being discontinued effective immediately. PFW leaders say that it will save the school at least $1 million to address that budget shortfall. But as for the student athletes who have been wearing that Mastodon jersey, the school says all scholarships will be honored and anyone who chooses to transfer will have immediate eligibility to play elsewhere if they so choose. Now, this news comes just 2 days removed from the baseball team's final game of the season, while the softball team wrapped up less than 2 weeks prior. PFW is now down to just 14 Division I sports on campus, and we'll have a more in-depth look on the impact of this decision coming up ahead in sports in our 6 o'clock hour. Meanwhile, in studio, I'm Drew Fry with Fox 55 Sports. Brian, back to you.
Drew, thank you very much. A driver on US 20 told this morning ISP troopers that the rising sun got into rise just before she slammed into the school bus. Take a look at that. Police tell us no one was hurt. That SUV smashed into the Prairie Heights Community School bus, ended up underneath it. Amazingly, no one was hurt. Now, this happened in Steuben County on US 20 near County Road 620. Troopers say the bus was slowing and had its flashing lights on. All right, switching gears to weather now. You can see the sunshine finally shining here on Northeast Indiana. We're going to send it out to Mark Thibodeau. He's standing by in the Weather Center with the latest. Hi, Mark.
Well, good evening, Brian. We're looking at the weather drying out pretty nicely all across the area. You can still see on the radar that we have a couple spritz of rain trying to show up here and there across central Indiana into Ohio. It's dry back across Illinois. All this dry air is filtering down from the southern Great Lakes into our area, and I really think that is going to set us up for what is going to be a very nice weekend. In fact, at least the next couple of days are looking great around here. We're looking at a high of 68 degrees Saturday. Saturday night, we'll see a few clouds filtering in, dropping down to the mid-40s, and then your Sunday heats up to near 70 for the high with a mix of clouds and sunshine. We've had a big transition in the air mass. It's going to be warming up a little bit as we head through the weekend. Compared to today, around 60. By the time we get to Sunday, we're going to be closer to 70. So a solid warm up through the weekend. We'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Mark, thank you for that. Okay, 4 years and $5.5 million later, the Fort Wayne Zoo cut the ribbon on Coastal Cove today, welcoming back its harbor sea lion. It was living in an Indy Zoo, waiting for its new home to be built. Tonight, Fox 55's Laquan Richardson shows us what that new exhibit looks like.
After 2 years, Coastal Cove is back here at the Fort Wayne Zoo with some new additions. The sea lion habitat originally opened in 2002, and zoo officials felt like it was time for a change, so they decided to add a second species. Now Coastal Cove is home to sea lions Val and Cass, and also a new harbor seal, Ronan, who's new to Fort Wayne after coming from another zoo. They also added a new area where the seals and sea lions can sit on the beach in the sun, and there's a space where people can watch them.
We created a new behind-the-scenes area for our animals. We've added a new beach, a sunning beach for the animals with a beautiful window where guests can get really close to the seals and sea lions. We've redone all the entry walkway, and a beautiful, iconic lighthouse greets guests as they enter.
Sweetman says soon visitors will be able to pay extra for a more close-up encounter where they can go into the exhibit and onto the sunny beach with the animals. Sweetman says the next steps are bringing even more harbor seals to join Ronan in the next few months. Reporting from the Fort Wayne Zoo in Fort Wayne, I'm Laquan Richardson.
And if you'd rather visit the zoo at night, there you go. It is happening now through Sunday. It's Glow Wild at the zoo from 7:30 till 10:30. Zoo staff says it's better to view the lanterns when it's a bit darker. And one of the sweet signs that summer is nearly here, of course, is the sweet breeze. The canal boat hitting the river for the first time this season. As Fox 55's Troyce Grant shows us, it is now ready for passengers.
It's time to grab your boat shoes and hop aboard as the Sweet Breeze Canal boat tours kick off Saturday, May 24th. If you decide to embark on a tour, you'll get to see some of Fort Wayne's rivers like you never have before. Saturday marks the 4th year of the Parks and Recs Department's Sweet Breeze tours. With less than 24 hours before it launches, they're finishing up a last bit of prep.
We're doing a nice deep clean of the boat, make sure we have all the supplies ready to go, make sure that the floors are clean, that the chairs are clean and ready to go, making sure that everything's in ship shape for the customers to see the best that we can be this weekend.
While aboard, you'll learn about Fort Wayne's history regarding the Erie Canal. This year, the department is offering a new program called Pedal Paddle Play, which will be another way to learn more about the importance of the area's rivers.
We're going to have a Sweet Breeze tour right at the end of that event, where the president of that organization is going to come on board and talk about water quality activism, which is really important for everyone to understand how to appreciate and care for our rivers.
Tickets are on sale until midnight before the tour starts. Any leftover tickets will be sold at the dock as the boat loads up. If you decide to come out this weekend, you'll have a chance to win passes to Science Central. The goal is not only for everyone to have fun, but for everyone to stay safe. And to continue to do tours like this, you need to respect yourselves and the boat. That means no littering and to follow all instructions you're given when you hop aboard. Reporting in Fort Wayne, Troyce Grant.
And we do have a follow-up for you to last night's Kicker at 11. Remember we told you about the Weenie 500? There are the contestants. You got Chicago, New York Dog, Slaw Dog, Chili Dog, Seattle Dog. They're all vying to be the fastest wiener mobile. That's happening today in Indianapolis. Now we saw an epic finish. Slaw Dog will edge out Chicago Dog for what was an absolutely emotional and historic day for Slaw Dog, the inaugural Weenie 500 winner. Now you want to see a real race? Don't forget, that one happens Sunday, and you can watch it right here on Fox 55. Coverage starts at 10 a.m. right after Fox News Sunday. The race itself scheduled to start at 12:45. We'll have full coverage, including post-race, until 4 o'clock. Okay, Indiana can now move forward with its plan to remove sugary drinks and candy as options for SNAP recipients. Remember, we told you about this last month. It's going to take effect January 1st, 2026. The changes just announced last month as part of the Make America Healthy Again agenda and approved today by the USDA. Governor Braun says the change returns SNAP to its mission of providing nutrition.
Good news on Fox 55, sponsored by the Import Doctors.
And good news for you tonight for families in the Fort Wayne Community Schools. The summer meal program is back. It starts next week, and many area schools will be open to feed kids out on their summer break. The program providing free meals to kids across various locations in Fort Wayne. In fact, there's about 30 of them there up on your screen. For more information and a closer look, you can always head on over to our website, WFFT.com. It's happening May 27th through June 6th. Breakfast is from 8:30 to 8:45, lunch from 12 to 12:30. That includes Abbott on Smith Street, Adams on New Haven Avenue, and Arlington on St. Joe. All right, I have dog treats in my hand. That means it's time for Fox 55 Paws-itively Pets. And joining us right now is the DeKalb Humane Society. I'm here alongside Karen Gibbons-Brown from DeKalb Humane Society. Thank you so much for stopping by. You brought a very well-behaved friend. Of course, we are spoiling him just a little bit with these treats. Our guest is Macro.
This is Macro.
Tell us about Macro.
Macro was found as a stray. We're guessing about 6 months old, and we're guessing that he's just pure puppy. We don't know a whole lot more about his breed than that, but we think he'll grow to be about 60 pounds. So if you're looking for an energetic puppy and someone who has lots of puppy love, Macro is the one for you.
And Macro is pretty quick on the treats. She does love that. And the perfect home, of course, you only have so much that we know about him, found as a stray, but what are we thinking would be a great fit for him?
I'm going to guess he's going to need a fenced-in yard. He seemed to really love the yard outside. He seemed to like to run. So some of that would be a good idea. And I think someone who's willing to give him the time that he needs to be trained just a little bit. It didn't seem to take much here today to get him to sit. I think he seems to be good around children, and that's really important to know about. We don't know about cats. We know he can be around other dogs.
All right.
So he doesn't have to be a single dog family.
And of course, dogs like him need some help. You guys have a number of ways people can give back. What do you have coming up?
Well, we have a couple of things for fundraising. We'll be having a yard sale at the shelter in June, and then we'll also be participating in the Auburn Downtown Farmers Market on Saturdays. So you can come by and visit us there and get dog paraphernalia for your own pets.
All right. Now, if you'd like more information, how you can maybe take a look and get to pet macro yourself and how you can help the DeKalb Humane Society, you can find a link on this story at WFFT.com. That is our time for this week's Paws-itively Pets. Thanks so much for being with us, Karen.
Thanks for having me. It was a joy.